because here's my question. Is it better or worse that Noah crumbles instantly from like and is super anxious in the conversation? Is that like a good thing or a bad thing from a moral standpoint?
Crumbling instantly? Well, I think cowardice is bad.
Well, that's what's weird. Well,
always. I mean,
this is where I'm conflicted. My intuition, my elephant, says exactly what you said. It says being a coward is bad. You should stand by the things that you said.
Yeah.
But Noah's wrong.
Yes.
And so maybe the fact that he has these social anxieties will allow him to realize he's wrong. Where Vosh, since Vosh is like, has the brain damage and has no social anxieties, will never admit he's ever wrong about anything.
Right. And he will be president of the United States.
But that's why, but from a moral, but that's why it's weird. It's like, and maybe this is to me what's so interesting. From an emotional standpoint, I listen to this. Maybe this is everything wrong with human behavior. I listen to Noah flop sweat and reverse course, and it makes me dislike him more. But it should make me logically, it should make me like him more because what he said was wrong, and it's good that he's rethinking his position.
Well,
where Vosh is often very fucking wrong and will never rethink his position and never back down. Well, and that should be the morally wrong thing.
I think I figured it out though, because it's completely independent of whether or not he's right or wrong. Like we could prove Noah wrong and he would not fold because we're obviously on the wrong team.
You think that's what's happening?
Yes. I think he's only folding to Vosh because Vosh, he realized the backlash from this was going to hurt him substantially, much more than he believed. I mean, that's got to be what's going on. Vosh basically bullied him into privating the video, into unlisting the video.
I'm wondering if that's
Noah,
why
really. I mean, you should have privated it. Okay, you've done Vosh a dirty. The fact that we could get to the unlisted video was just like unthinkable.
I want Noah. Don't listen to Adam. I'm glad you left unlisted. Okay.
Well,
otherwise we would have had to watch the surfs version of your video.
I know we were gonna watch it anyway, but
I was upset because Noah did a stream we were talking about with President Dumbfuck, whatever his name is.
President Dumbfuck is his name, actually.
And I wanted
that's his real name, not his YouTube name. Okay.
But he privated it after I was an hour in. So I couldn't listen to the end of the stream when hopefully Noah would actually say things.
Noah privated it?
Yes. And now President Sweater Vest had his own version of it, but the sound was like he was super loud and Noah was super quiet, and so I just couldn't listen to it. I said, "Oh my god!"
I can't believe you even tried. I mean, that's
this is what I was curious about.
Torture.
I was super curious if after Noah had this conversation with Vosh, where he basically folded on almost everything, if he then turned around and unfolded himself on all his positions now that he was not talking to Vosh, because I was curious. Because your interpretation is the reason Noah is so nervous in this conversation is because he knows that he's hurt his status or his career or whatever. I interpret it as just Noah just has lots of social anxieties and doesn't want to engage in conflict with people in general. So I was kind of curious as to which one of these theories is actually happening.
President Sunday is a notorious Vosh suck up. So all President Sunday is going to do is basically say, oh yeah, Vosh was right. You need to fucking.
It didn't sound like he was saying that though in the conversation.
Oh, he didn't? Okay.
No. I mean, it's hard to tell because whenever President Sunday talks, my brain just shuts off.
You shouldn't say that. People accuse us
to prevent itself from, committing seppuku. But
people accuse us of not listening well. But
I don't listen to lots of things.
So let's listen to this.
Here to convince you or your audience that. Like,
wait, Noah.
If you're just
Noah, you are currently the one with nothing in your hands, arguing against evidence that hundreds of thousands of people have seen, in which she unambiguously, as directly as you can, said the thing you won't accept. The only thing that I can assume this is is you understand that if you fall on this point, you fall on the next one.
He's such an asshole.
Yeah. He's protecting his empire, Sitch. What the fuck?
Yes.
What do you expect him to do? This
I'm just surprised that
fucking
after saying
upstart.
that Noah just keeps capitulating. I would be like, fuck you, fuck face. don't capitulate after that one.
Right.
He's
Yeah.
calling you a liar.
Yeah, he basically just slapped you in the face.
Yeah.
He said, "What? You don't like that? Here, let me do it again." Smack.
Okay, first off, I just want to preface this by saying I was watching a bit of the stream, and I think I definitely came off much more antagonistic than I intended to.
Oh man.
Dude, like we just came
Mhm.
from like an hour of calm, cool, collected.
Mhm. Yeah.
You know, listen, let me just say I'm just spitting truth
Right.
to power here, baby.
Yeah, right here. Vosh is a big fat racist. Sanderhall's a
Right.
big fat racist. I'm just here to tell it like it is. It's just truth. Truth on
And now it's like-
display.
Right. And then it's like, oh, super nervous, like, oh, flop sweat. Like, listen, I think I might have came off like, we're worse than I thought.
A little more self-assured than I had expected.
I am shocked at the turnaround. I am shocked at the massive turnaround here.
Right. Yeah.
I tried to sprinkle sort of my deferential ideas about debate streaming throughout throughout the video. Earlier on there was more, but I didn't also apply that for a lot of the analysis. So I just want to I guess upfront say the claim that don't watch debate streams is I probably don't stand by that as a whole. That's just basically how I articulated. I don't know, it's a long video to write, so a lot of things said, but mainly I am coming here not in a manner that is to antagonize, although I think a lot of the claims we can go over, things you disagree with, but if that, is worth mentioning, I guess.
Oh, no.
That's all I want to show. Just the total attitude shift, the total
Capitulation right
God.
there.
Well, it is interesting because this is a common critique, and maybe I don't know if it's a fair critique or not, but maybe it is. This is a common critique of the non-streaming video essayists who don't stream, who whenever you hear them in a stream, it's like a completely different personality.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Is that
they're
a
creating
fair
a persona? Yeah.
Right, but is that a fair critique or is that an unfair critique?
No, it is a totally fair critique. It's why many video essayists don't even do debates or don't even
why
do
is it fair?
discussions.
Couldn't they say oh, if you watch a movie with an actor, they're putting on some persona, some character, and then you see them in an interview and they're antisocial.
They could, but
right?
Noah didn't do that. Noah didn't come in here and say, "Listen, I put on an act that's funny for lulz." Okay, that's what I did in the video. If you want to talk about the substance, that's fine. But me taking it over the top is the same as you taking it over the top when you use your outrageous analogies and whatnot. Although he's basically saying he's against the outrageous analogies. So, I mean, that might be a bad move.
I think what's going on here is it's just our elephants are drawn, and this is the secret of Vash's success. Our elephants are drawn to confidence.
Mm-hmm.
And so we're naturally repulsed to whatever the opposite, whatever Noah is putting on display here. I don't know what word you want to use for it. We're naturally repulsed by flop sweat. Okay.
No, I agree. I completely
There's never
agree.
Did you ever watch Scrubs?
Mm-hmm. Some, not really a lot.
Oh, okay. Well,
1 or 2 episodes, maybe.
There's never I'm trying to think. There's never a character who's the perpetually nervous, anxious character that people generally like, unless it's a comedy show and sort of mocking them.
Totally. The Office with Ricky Gervais is kind of that character, that nervous, scared character. Ricky Gervais,
but he's also the boss,
off.
though, so it's like a weird situation.
Yeah. I mean, I fully agree with you. Okay, we're
right. So, but that's why
by indecision and
indecisiveness.
But so
but from a logical perspective, this is why this is weird. We should all be applauding, or at least happy, that Noah is this not assured of his position, because that would be the only way that he would change his mind. And yet we're not, because we're so emotionally put off by it.
Mm-hmm.
Our
Oh, that's
monkey
a good
brain is
point.
put off by it.
Yeah, that's a good point.